Welcome back, guys. All right, so we are continuing on with our geometry unit. Last week, we started off with squares, rectangles, and parallelograms. You saw that all three of those shapes use the same formula, base times height, to find your area, okay? Well, now this week, we're going to switch over to triangles and another shape, but we'll get into that later this week, okay? So we're going to do some notes, and then you're going to do some practice on your own. And then, of course, as always, if you still are not sure what you're doing, ask me for help, and I'll be happy to get you back on the right track. So let's go ahead and switch over to our notes for today. Share. Okay, there goes our handy dandy formula chart. So since we're going to be dealing with triangles today, I need to see what my formula looks like. So it says the area equals half of the base times the height. Now, the trick with this is go ahead and multiply the base times height, then divide it by 2, because dividing by 2 is taking half of something. But we'll see that right now in the examples that we're going to do. All right, now that we have the formula that we're going to use, let's go ahead and take a look at some examples. All right, so the formula is going to be the same all the way across the board. Miss, why do we got to write this so many times? Well, guess what? When you write something, a lot of times it commits it to your memory, and therefore you know what to do. So area equals half of the base times the height. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we have several different triangles up here. Notice this little square. Some of them have the square. Oh no, all of them have a square. So whenever you see that, usually that represents a 90-degree angle. You need to know that for later on in the unit, but just to reference it, just like, oh, miss, what's that square for? That's what it's for. All right, let's go ahead and label some of these. Let's look at our first triangle. Our base, here's our base. The bottom of our triangle seems to be 15 millimeters. And then the height of our triangle is 25.8 millimeters. Okay. All right, we're going to rewrite this by putting our numbers in. So area equals half of the base times the height. Okay. Remember, we're not going to worry about the half just yet. We're going to do that at the end. We're going to multiply the base times the height first. I have 3 digits here, 2 digits here. It's better to put the one with the most digits at the top. Okay. All right, because I have a decimal, I need to account for the decimal places. I have 1 decimal place here, so I need to make sure I move my decimal once in the final answer. Multiply like normal. 5 times 8 is 40. 5 times 5 is 25, plus 4 is 29. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12. I'm moving to another line, so I need to put a 0 placeholder. 1 times 8 is 8, 1 times 5 is 5, 1 times 2 is 2. Add that all up. 0 and 0 is 0, 9 and 8 is 17, 5 and 2 is 7, plus 1 is 8, 2 plus 1 is 3. So I have 3,870, but remember that's not my final answer. I still need to move my decimal 1 place, and I still need to divide by 2. So let's move the decimal. So now I have 387. 387, and I'm going to divide that in half, which is dividing by 2. 2 goes into 3 1 time. 2 goes into 18 9 times. Running out of space, sorry. 7 left over. 2 goes into 7 3 times with 1 left over. Decimal. 2 times 5 is 10. All right, got a little messy there, but we got our final answer. Our final answer is going to be 193.5. And remember, we need our units. We had millimeters. And because this is the area, it's squared. Remember, when we're finding area, you have to put squared, okay? All right, that got a little crowded in there, but hopefully it won't be too bad for the next one. All right, here's our next triangle. Our base, here's the bottom, seems to be 8 meters. Our height right here is 5.5 meters. Now you can multiply with a fraction, totally fine if you want to, but you might find it easier to change it to a decimal. Half as a decimal is 0.5. So we're going to put 5.5. We're going to rewrite with our formula, base times height. Okay. Now we're going to multiply base times height first. This has 2 digits. This has 1 digit. So I want to put the one with the most digits at the top. 1.5 times 8. This does have a decimal that I need to account for in my final answer. Multiply like normal. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 5 is 40 plus 4 is 44. Okay. 1 decimal place. Okay. Now I need to divide that in half to get my final answer. 2 goes into 4 2 times. 2 goes into 4 2 times. Okay. So our area is going to be 22. Here's our units, meters. And because it's the area, it's squared. Okay, not too bad, right? All right, so we did 2 where we're finding the area. Now we're going to switch gears. They're going to give us the area now. So now I need to work backwards to figure out what I am missing. Am I missing my base or am I missing my height? Let's see. This one, I happen to have my base. It says 12 meters. I am missing my height, so I'm going to put X. My area is 42 meters squared. Okay, we're going to rewrite using our formula. We're not going to put A because we know what A is. A is 42. Half, our base is 12. We don't know what our height is. Okay, now I have half of 12x is equal to 42. Okay, in this instance, because I have a variable, I need to go ahead and take care of my half. What's half of 12? You said 6, you're correct. So let's go ahead and put that. 42 is equal to 6x. Remember, we haven't lost the variable yet. We have to figure out what the variable is. So now this is a multiplication problem. Remember, opposite of multiplication is division. So we're going to divide both sides by 6 because that's what we need to get rid of. Okay. 6 cancels out, leaves me with x. 42 divided by 6 is 7. Okay. 7 equals x. X is our height. Okay. But remember, we can check this, right? Let's plug it back in. 42 equals half of 12 times 7. 12 times 7, 14, 7, 8 is 84. 42 half of 84. If I divide by 2, 2 times, what times 2 gives you 8? 4. What times 2 gives you 4? 2. So 42 is equal to 42. So it checks out. So my height is 7 meters. Remember, we don't put the squared. It didn't ask for the area. We didn't find the area here. We found the missing height. So we just put just a regular unit. Okay. All right, last one. Again, they give us the area. It says that the area is 9. My base is 3. And my height is unknown. All right, we're going to rewrite. We're not going to put A. We could put 9 because we know what the area is. Half of the base times the height. Okay. Now, half of 3. I do believe that's going to give us a decimal. Half of 3. 2 goes into 3 one time. 2 times 5 is 10. So we have 1.5. So let's rewrite it. 9 equals 1.5x, okay? This is multiplication. Opposite of multiplication would be division. I want x by itself, so I'm dividing both sides by 1.5. This cancels and leaves me with x. I need to divide 1.5 divided by 9. Now we can't have a decimal. Kick the ball, kick the ball. Okay. How many times will 15 go into 90 or close to 90? 2 times 15 gives me 30. 4 times 15 will give me 60. So 6 times 15 will give me 90. So we have 6 equals x. Okay, remember you can check that. 3 times 6 would give me 36. Half of that would give me my 9. So our height is going to be 6, and then our units were feet. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is solving for area of a triangle. You're going to now go into your folder and do the practice for today. And if you need any help, please ask me and I'll be happy to help you out. All right, guys, have a great day. See you tomorrow.